Hello, welcome to another Speedbird Simdeck video. You join us on the ground here in Charles de Gaulle in Paris. We've got a short flight of about 1 hour 24 minutes to Belfast International, block time of around about 1 hour 55 in the next leg of our Euro tour. We flew up here from Barcelona and we're going to make our way to Northern Ireland as chosen by you. So, without further ado, let's get into the cockpit. And as before, just follow along. If you're new to the Airbus A320, whether that be the Fenix, the fly-by-wire or the Asobo default aircraft, follow these flows, it should get you in the air. Okay, so first things first, let's go to our overhead. Let's get the batteries on. Battery 1, battery 2, 27.3, 27.4. Let's turn on the external power because we have that available. Let's fire in our APU. Let's put on our beacon. No smoking signs, and on the emergency lights. Bit of heat in the cargo hold, and then let's turn on the fuel pumps by turning off all the white lights. Remember, the Airbus is a white light off aircraft. Crew oxygen supply is now on, and then let's start the APU. We come up top left, let's align our ideas, so we go left to nav, right to nav, middle to nav, and then we're done up here for a little bit. So let's go down, let's fire up the MCDU, AOC menu, flight init, and then init data. And while that's just doing that, let's come to our electronic flight bag, let's turn that on. So what we're going to do is we'll bring in our information from SimBrief, because we have already loaded a flight into SimBrief. There we go. It says 52 minutes. We're going to be off the ground way before then. So let's just change this to wait a minute. Let's go make sure I knew that real time and real live weather. That would help, wouldn't it? There we go. Cancel that. 12 minutes. Well, that's going to be a big ask. I don't think we'll be off the ground in 12 minutes, but we've had a bit of a problem. Let's load the aircraft. We had a bit of a problem with the sim. It's being very odd. So, yeah, let's hope we can get up. Okay, back into MCDU. So, init page, init request. Now let's bring our data in from SimBrief. There we go. Speedbird 74 Bravo. Our cost index today. Just checking. It is 15. And our cruise altitude is 38,000 feet, so flight level 380. Let's put in our wind request, so we can bring in all of our winds. The aircraft can then take note of those as we're flying along. That's done. And in it be. So, zero fuel weight, centre of gravity, zero fuel weight is 55.8 tons. 55.8. Just put forward slash because I just don't know yet what that's going to be. Flight plan. So departure is quite straightforward. We are on the ATREX 5 kilo from 09 right. So let's look. ATREX 5 kilo at the bottom. Let's input that. And in Belfast, our arrival is an RNAV approach today. It's an RNAV 07, and we do have a VIA. So if I bring in the chart, our VIA today is Lurgo. We will have a proper look at the charts in a minute, so we're going to come in via Lurgo. And that's our top VIA there, look. So let's insert that. Now, as ever, always check the plan makes sense. So go to planning mode on our EFIS, and we can cross-reference all of this with Let's just get rid of that. There we go. Okay. We could do, so let's just scroll through, and we will have to make some changes as we come into Belfast. So we start coming across the Irish Sea. Here we go now. We have a flight plan discontinuity, which you can see here. So let's clear that first of all. Clear the discontinuity and insert. Now, Belzoo doesn't, it's okay if we want to do a circle to land, but we're not going to. So I think we can take Belzoo out, because what we really want to be doing is coming in at Lurgo just to soften that curve in, that turn in. So let's go clear, Belzoo, insert, and then we've got discontinuity, so we need to clear that discontinuity off and insert. That looks a lot better, a lot better. So let's just double check. Yep, so we come from Ipset, and then we make our way from Ipset to Lurgo, and then we'll make our right turn, and Alpha Alpha 07 Foxtrot. If we look at the chart, it's a mandatory 2,500 feet we've got to be at, with a 3-degree slope onto the runway, our descent angle, and our decision height is 314 feet. So at 314 feet we will disengage the autopilot and hand fly it in. If we miss approach, we're going to climb straight ahead 3,000 feet, and at 1,200 feet we will return to conventional navigation, and then we'll climb left turn onto track 255 to 3,000 feet, and then we'll head probably to Sulev and then back in and give it a go again. We haven't got ATC on, so we're kind of free to do our own approach today. It's not the easiest. Our departure, straight out in front till we get by Papa Golf 092. Then we're going to take a left turn and we'll go on the Atrex 5 kilo departure all the way up to Atrex. Maximum speed 250 knots below flight level 100 as normal. We can increase our speed above flight level 100 without air traffic control clearance. We haven't got any air traffic control, so we're not going to worry about that too much today. And 5,000 feet is our transition altitude. SIDs are also minimum noise routings, and simultaneous parallel departures are conducted from 9 left, 9 right, and 08 left, 08 right. So we've just got to be really careful as we do take off. And we're not on 09 left, so there's no turn before DER, which is fine because that doesn't apply to us. We've got minimum climb gradient here of 5.5% minimum up to flight level 150. Well, that won't be an issue. We will be absolutely fine with that. And our initial climb on 9 right 084 to Papa Golf 091, then to Papa Golf 092 before we make our turn. No issues there whatsoever for us. So, got the MCDU programmed. Let's just go and check our performance page. Now, we get all of the detail from our electronic flight bag, don't forget. So let's go to our electronic flight bag. I think we're almost loaded here, so 29.3, we'll just make a note of that. There we go, right on cue. Okay, departure performance. So 09 right, it is dry in Paris, sync the load sheet, sync live weather, let's calculate. And right hand side will give us all of our information. So V1 141, VR 141, V2 141, that's nice and easy. Thrust reduction and engine out 1370 checked, 68 degrees, flex to temp, flaps 3 and up 0.2. So what we do, let's go back into our MCDU and let's put that data in there. So 141, 141, 141, that was the easy one to remember. Now it's almost done it perfectly for us, but let's put the right one in, 1370 /, 1370, checked. 1370 on the other side. Flex the temp is 68. Now flaps, it's a flaps 3 takeoff, / up 0.2. All done. Init page, let's just go to init B, / what did we say there, 29.3, 29.3 for our centre of gravity. That's it, done. Fuel prediction, I just hope, yep, 6.8 tonnes, so that's good. Let's take that back off the, let's go 10012 and on the standby, and then we'll set this to 38,000 feet, which is our cruise altitude, of course. So we're not going to be too late, but we are slightly delayed. 38,000 feet, there we go. Happy with that. Let's come back at the top. Whoa, wrong one. Oh, actually, well here. Haha. Let's turn on weather and wind shear prediction. Let's lock the cabin door. Turn on transponder. Turn it to TA. Let's come back at the top. And turn off external power because we've got our APU running. Let's turn on our strobe sign. Let's turn on seatbelt sign. Nav logo. Oops, sorry about that. Is on, and I'm going to turn on the APU bleed because we will be getting ready to go. Right, so need to come back into here because we need to toggle the jetway because we want rid of the jetway now. Don't want the jetway. Ground services, let's get rid of the chocks, get rid of the GPU, let's toggle the jetway. Didn't like that, did it? Why is that jetway not going? It is. There we go. Just be patient. Right, connect the tug. I think we're good to go. Phew. There's the tug. Now push back. It's quite a complicated taxiway, so we can go all the way down Bravo by the looks. So I think if we get pushed back far enough, what we'll do is we'll just come all the way down Bravo, hold at Delta 1, and then straight on to 9 right and away. It is a long old taxi, and we will be going over the famous bridge, so you should see the traffic as we cross over. Let's make sure everything's there. There's one just going there, so I just got to be a little bit careful. There's Bravo, all the way down to the end, and then we'll come on. Just be mindful of where this one's going. Don't want to start pushback yet. Where are you going? Coming in behind me, maybe. MEA. Never heard of it. Okay, so let's get the lights on. We've got our beacon light, got our strobe light, got our nav light. Okay, let's get rid of that. So our engine ignition. Why are both of those on? That'll be why. Okay, I think we're good to start pushback. Start the pushback. And we'll go backwards. There we go. Let's go for engine 2. Engine 2 starting. Looks good. Check where we're going. We're all going the wrong way down the runway. That's a bit of a worry. Even more so, you've got an aircraft with its wing through the air jet. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, this isn't looking pretty for a pushback, but never mind. I think what we'll do, we'll stop, and then I can just I can take it from here. So there we go, parking brake set, disconnect the tug, which we've done. Let's come back here, let's start engine 1, good engine start, auto brake max, ground spoilers armed, flaps 3, let's check the controls while we're waiting for the engine to spool up. So full left, full right, full down, full up, nose wheel left, nose wheel right, full right, full left. Looks alright to me. Just wait for the engines to heat up. While we do that, let's clear off this company message. There's just a couple of company messages landed. Suspect strongly they are load sheets. Yep, load sheet. There we go. Let's accept that. Okay, let's come up the top. Let's get some taxi lights. Turn off the APU bleed. Turn off APU master. I think we're good to go. Right, handbrake off. Bit of power. They are taking off the wrong way, and I have checked. 09 right is definitely correct. Okay, so taxi, now taxi down Bravo all the way to the end. Busy old airport, Charles de Gaulle. So, quite a long taxi, as we said. Sometimes if you've ever flown into Charles de Gaulle from somewhere like Luton or from Stansted, the actual taxi takes you longer than the flight itself. So here's the road just ahead. We'll pass over the top of it in a second. It's very famous. Got aircraft out in front of us, look. I think they've just taken off. There's the road now, look. Just passing over the top. Not sure why the cars are there, but there you go. There's the famous road. Over the motorway, the bridge over the motorway. And all the way down to the end of Bravo. Okay, takeoff test, let's have a look. All green, no blue, good to go. That's very good, that's exactly what we want to hear. big, it looks like an A330 from here, but on the end here, look, just parked up. So the chrono should really have done that. That's fine. So the last time I tried this, we got halfway down the runway, the aircraft veered off to the left, took off about 10 feet and then promptly crashed again. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm hoping we're not going to have the same. Bit of a dip here, look. Whoa, someone's got to get those levels right, Sobo. Whoa, that's not good. And there's a big Air France tube there, look. Does look like the 330 from here, but I could be very much mistaken. Here we go. God blimey, you got to climb up here, look. Whoa. That's not very good. So, Bravo Delta 1. Passing through now. Just hoping we get taken off okay. There's nothing left. There is right. There's aircraft coming straight at us, but they're modelled by FSLTL. There's nothing I can do about that. Right, okay. Fully on. We're good to go. Let's just go for this.
Traffic.
I know. There's traffic, alright, but I'm afraid they're taking off the wrong way. Just going to have to do this and get gone, I think. Right at the other end, look, you see there's one just coming on the runway. That's going to be annoying. Let's go. Let's get gone. So, departure from Charles de Gaulle. Doing it again. It's going to be interesting, folks. I don't know what is going on with this. Genuinely. Look, it's gone off right, left again, and I don't know why. I can't even take off. Whoa, dear me. What is going on with Phoenix? Has anybody else had problems with Phoenix? Dear me, let's turn on autopilot and see what happens. That is shocking. I hope we don't have the same when we come in to land. Right, clean up. Auto brake off, ground spoilers off. Wow. Flaps 2. 3 should start to speed up. That was bonkers. I have genuinely no idea what's going on. Same spot. Flaps full. Yep, they're fully up and we're off. So that's Charles de Gaulle departed. Probably one of the worst takeoffs we've ever done. I've no idea what's going on with the Phoenix. It's probably user error. Why has autopilot just disconnected itself? What's going on here? Reconnected. Oof, having fun and games today. There's Charles de Gaulle. That's seriously bonkers. Right. So, transition, sorry, oops, standard now. And we'll just continue climbing to flight level 380. We'll come through the clouds. It's going to be overcast most of the way, if not all of the way. Clouds starting to clear over central England, but there is a heavy patch of rain on its way in. Here we go. Just make our left turn now. Overspeed. Yep. It is a bit windy, but it's not windy enough to throw you off the runway like we got thrown there. I was even countering that with right rudder, and it still wasn't doing it. Really strange. Really strange. Anyway, look, doesn't matter. We're on the next leg. While we're here, looks like we've got another company message, which again will be another load sheet. It's fine. Let's just accept that, and that's done. So just coming through now, flight level 100. So what we can do is we can turn off the seatbelt sign and turn off our landing lights. We'll make our way to Atrex. Just take a quick picture. Use it for the thumbnail, if possibly. So we keep climbing now on our way. Should be on the ground approximately an hour and 20 minutes from now. We've had terrible trouble trying to get this video sorted. The taking off from Charles de Gaulle has been a nightmare. The Phoenix hasn't played. OBS kept crashing. The plane crashed itself twice. Don't know what's been going on. But anyway, we're on our way. We're on our way. Phew. So we're headed now northwesterly direction for Atrex, heading towards Calais. Just south of Calais. In fact, let me show you. There we are, just northwesterly direction for Atrex. Calais up here. We're going to pass just to the south of Calais. Calais Dunkirk there, which is the shortest point of the crossing of the channel. We'll then make our way across the channel tunnel, not the channel tunnel at all, across the channel into Kent, where we'll make our way slowly to the east of London for Brooklyn Park. Brooklyn Park will head northwesterly over Bedford, Luton, passing just to the east of Manchester Airport, and about 100 miles north of Manchester Airport we're going to make a left turn where we'll start to cross the Irish Sea, passing over Isle of Man, and then we'll start our descent into Belfast Airport, Belfast International, and it's an RMP as we said earlier, so we'll be joining at Lurgu. Alpha 071, we'll make a right turn. Alpha 07 Foxtrot, we've got to be at 2,500 feet, that's mandatory, and then we'll start descend on a 3-degree flight path for the runway. And our decision altitude, or decision height today is 314 feet, and that's where we'll turn off the autopilot and we'll hopefully get ourselves on the ground. So it's very early, but let's come in and sort our arrival performance. Okay, so we know we're on runway 07. It's good. It's not certainly not dry, but it's good. Let's apply the METAR. We'll make a note of this because we will program this in, but keep checking on the way. So wind 100 at 10, weather is +6, and 1024. Our landing weight today is 59.1. That's our anticipated 59.1 tons. Let's go medium auto brake. No, I think we can probably go low auto brake. Then low auto brake will give us 1,962 meters of runway. Was that feet? I think it's feet. Let's have a look at the runway. So we're probably going to end up coming off at the end of the runway at Alpha. I don't think we'll make Bravo, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, it looks like it'll be an Alpha 1 departure from the runway. So let's come back into MCDU in our performance page. Let's go to arrival. So QNH is 1024, 1024 hectopascals. Temperature is 6. Wind is 100 degrees at 10 knots. So our decision altitude is 6,000 feet, flight level 060, and right, what did we say? 314 for our decision, and we'll put that in the barrow, 314. There we go. So we're ready for arrival. I always get it ready early. I can keep checking. We will do another check. Actually, what we will do is just let's check where our top of descent is. So there's our top of climb, 13:31, so about 12 minutes. Where's our top of descent? Top of descent, 14:08. So just after Ramsey. We're going to have to be ready. Ramsey. Okay. So 14:08, and it's 13:18. So we've got about 50 minutes, and then we'll be on our top of descent. Smooth sailing so far, apart from that takeoff. Not a clue what happened there. Absolutely zero idea. And it happened on the earlier recording that I had to get rid of, but the difference being is we crashed the plane. So there's something in the update has caused a little bit of a bug, and I don't know what. Anyway. We will we'll worry about it later. So far so good. Let's just turn the brightness up here a little bit, I think. I like to see what I'm doing. All good. Yeah. So if you like the videos, like what we're up to, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. Join us on our Euro tour. We're visiting every European country and their dependency over the next few months. Want to do a few lives as well, so join our Discord group and come and join us on some group flights. Hopefully do those in the next few months. Certainly on our last leg as we fly back into London Gatwick, we would like to have a group flight, so join us. Our Discord group is at Speedbird Sim Deck. That cloud is slowly starting to break up. I'm just looking over the UK currently. It's not too bad actually. That rain has kind of dissipated. It's more down the east coast. That's more showers than anything else. I think be broken cloud coming into Belfast. Doesn't look too busy at the moment. Of course, our alternate today, if anything should go wrong, is Manchester. So we'll head back towards Manchester should we need to. I don't anticipate it. I mean, the worst that can happen, we'll end up on a go around. He says, if that takeoff was anything to go by, we could be in serious trouble. Let's wait and see. It's really strange. Anyway, so 124 passengers on board, block fuel 6.8 tons. Looks like we're burning, we'll burn 3.4 tons. It's a distance of 524 nautical miles from Paris Charles de Gaulle to Belfast International, also known as Aldergrove. Got an aircraft just up there, look, just above us. And we're still climbing, just going through flight level 312 now. Not too long now and we'll be at our top of climb. We are closing the distance on that aircraft. Let's have a look outside. Way away, it's fine. There's the beautiful patchwork of northern France. Patchwork quilt. Northern France below us. So if we have a look, whoops, there we are, look. Just go through northern France now. We'll make a left turn at Vessen. We'll pass just south of Calais and then we'll cross the English Channel into Kent, to Sandy. We'll come, yeah, we'll just to the east of London, we'll cross the Thames estuary. We'll probably see London from the air. I'll get a good view of the Thames estuary into Southend and the North Sea before passing over Bedford and Luton, Brooklyn Park, Luton, Bedford, and up towards Manchester. On the ground, probably about an hour and 10, an hour and 5 from now. So if you've had that same issue on takeoff with the Phoenix, let me know in the comments below. Or you think you may have a clue what's causing it. I'd be interested to know. It's only just started happening today after I've done the update. Just on takeoff, just as you hit higher speeds, it suddenly starts, the aircraft suddenly starts to veer off left. And the minute you start to pull back on the throttle, you've got to fight to control the aircraft. That is really tricky. Really tricky. Just down there is the coast. There you go. There's the French coastline, the English Channel, and just ahead of you there is the English coast. There's Kent, Canterbury, Dover over here. Over here you've got Gatwick, We'll make our way over through Kent before we move more northwesterly towards Manchester. So no ECAM warnings, which is a good sign. That's all good. Yeah, it's looking very good actually at the moment in time. Still climbing, still targeting flight level 380, just passing through 354. It's part of an interesting tour we've done really. We started off at London Gatwick, we've done all of Scandinavia, flew over to Keflavik in Iceland, to Vega, and through Norway, Sweden, Finland. We've done most of the Baltic states, not all. We haven't done Lithuania yet. We also need to visit Poland, Ukraine, Italy, Germany, Belgium, Holland. We've done Denmark. Germany we haven't done. Then we've got to also try to land at Gibraltar. I'm not looking forward to that one. Jersey, Isle of Man, Monaco, which of course will be Nice, so we'll fly into Nice. So any of the smaller countries or smaller states, we will fly into their nearest airport. And we've got to do Liechtenstein, San Marino, Vatican City. We'll probably do Rome. So yeah, where next? Let us know in the comments below, and who knows, that could be where we choose to fly to on the next leg of our Euro tour. Don't forget, have a look on Discord, Speedbird Sim Deck. Join our Discord group. Join us on one of our group flights. We want to start doing some group flights with our subscribers. It'd be good to get that sorted. So leave a message, and who knows, you could be flying with us in the next few months. So just coming up to our top of climb now, just passing through flight level 370 for flight level 380. All looking good. And yeah, top of climb now coming in. All looking brilliant so far. Apart from that takeoff. Excuse me. Yeah, so we'll make a slight left turn in a second. We're just going to cross to the east of London. We're just crossing over the channel now, over the Kent coastline, past down the east of London. And then we'll make our way Bedford, Luton, Manchester, then we'll cross over the Irish Sea, crossing over the Isle of Man, and then we'll descend nicely, hopefully, to an hour-and-a-half arrival into Belfast. Here we go, there's our slight left turn, and we're now over the coast in Kent. It's now in UK airspace. So that's us now firmly over the UK, firmly over England. We'll start to see London Thames estuary coming into view shortly. About probably on the ground about an hour from now. Right, so no, just coming up. I think that's the estuary, just coming below us, just ahead. So over to our left is London and London City Airport, and then beyond that is Heathrow. We'll make a slight left turn in a second, heading towards Brooklyn Park, and then from Brooklyn Park we'll head over Bedford, Luton, Bedford, and pass to the east of Manchester. So it's a nice route, nice and straightforward, and quite quiet skies at the moment at the flight level we're at, which is good. But no ECAM warnings, everything's looking good, temperatures are looking good. All set for a nice arrival into Belfast International. Hopefully without a crash. Just don't know what's going on with that, but never mind. Let's see where we get. Now might be the time. Let's have a, if you're just watching this, write down somewhere what you think the landing rate will be. It's not been too cracking recently. I think the best one we've had is about 200 minus 230, although we've only been at 1G, which is good, but we just haven't got the feet per minute. We've been coming in very, very hard, so I'm hoping today that we can rectify that somehow. So let's just double check again while we're here. Let's just see whether we've got any changes in the METAR. Let's refresh the METAR. What we got? 100 at 9 knots, so it has dropped ever so slightly, but we're still at 1024 QNH and 6. But let's change that. We will do the performance page. May as well keep it updated. And so we got 100 at 9 knots now. There we go. Doesn't change anything significantly. So there we go, look, just in front. That's the Essex countryside. Down there somewhere is London. Let's go outside and have a quick look. There's the estuary just below us. There's the Thames. See the sun glistening. Just under those clouds here is London City. So making good time. Very good time, in fact. Let's have a look. Expected on the ground 14:31. So about 50 minutes from now, should be on the ground. Next waypoint is Brooklyn Park, 13:41. About now, so we should be coming. There's Brooklyn Park coming in now, and we're going to make a slight right turn, heading more of a northwesterly direction. There we go. And an ever so slight crosswind, 24 knots, only slightly. Nothing for us to worry about. And we'll just make our way now through the centre of England. heading towards Bedford and Luton, and as I said earlier, passing the east of Manchester Airport before we'll make a left turn, start to cross over the Irish Sea, crossing over Isle of Man, and continuing our descent into Belfast International on the ground 1431. All been well. And no ILS today. This is an RNAV approach. So it's manual on the way in, and autopilot will go off at about 314 feet. We will take control and bring it down ourselves, hopefully, he says. Nice 3-degree glide slope though from Alpha 07 Foxtrot, which is the mandatory 2,500 feet. If we maintain that 3-degree glide slope, we will be absolutely fine for the runway, which is at 206 feet above sea level. It's interesting, there is a warning on the chart. Langford Lodge is closed. It lies under the final approach at 3.5 nautical miles before the threshold. It can be mistaken for Belfast Aldergrove. So these runways here. Now that could be very interesting. Land at the wrong airport. Let's try not to do that. Let's try and make sure we do hit 07. So, coming in. Lurgo, right turn, Alpha 071, we'll make another right turn, Alpha 07 Foxtrot, and at that point there we've got to be at 2,500 feet, that's a mandatory. We should then be on a 3-degree glide slope that should bring us in nicely to runway 07, and we can use the chart here. So what this chart is telling us, the distance to the runway, our altitude, where we should be. So it's 6 miles. We should be at 2,170, at 5 miles 1,850, 4 miles 1,530, 3 miles 1,210, and 2 miles 890 feet. So we will use that just to gauge that we are on the correct glide slope in. Remember, no ILS, so we're going to have to hand fly it in, which is always interesting. So now just heading to Bedford, come over London, Brooklyn Park, Hemel Hempstead, Luton, Bedford, and we'll just continue then at Pippin, Leicester, Tumty, Roddle, passing down the east of Manchester. There's Manchester Airport there, look, to Tenso, and at Tenso that's when we're going to make a left turn just across the Irish Sea and crossing over the Isle of Man. And our descent point, where was our descent point? Let's have another look. Top of descent was after Ramsey. So there's Ramsey. Just after Ramsey, start our descent into Belfast International. Now let's also, I think what we should do is overlay it. There we go. So from Ipset, we're not going to go direct. You can do a circle to land, we're not. We're going to go Ipset to Lurgo, right turn, and into Belfast International that way. There's Belfast City, George Best, we're in Aldergrove. So Ipset, Lurgo, make those turns, and then we'll be in. Now, because there is a mandatory 2,500 feet, we can set below that. The aircraft will target the 2,500 feet. It won't go below that, which is good. That's the beauty of VNAV in the Fenix A320. You do have VNAV in the fly-by-wire. It's just not as nuanced. I found it quite difficult at times to do what I need it to do. But it's work in progress. I think the fly-by-wire team are doing an excellent job. Absolutely superb aircraft. I cannot wait for the 380, the A380 to come in. Looks like a couple of aircraft just in front of us, moving across left to right or right to left. You've got the vapour trails there, look. All good. 13:49, so about 25 minutes, and we should be starting our descent. Looking at this, let's do a double check. Top of descent 14:10. Yep, 21 minutes, and we'll be starting our descent. So about 2 o'clock we'll do another check on the METAR for Belfast. Just double check our landing performance information. But I think low auto brake will bring us to a stop in time for the end of the runway. I don't think we're going to be able to come off at Bravo, but we'll see. Who knows? The way this aircraft has been performing and playing up, anything's possible. Go. Heading now to Leicester. 2 aircraft down to our left hand side. There we go, coming by us, look, bit of a fly past. That broken cloud looks stunning, absolutely beautiful views. Yeah, there is the other one. Out this side. Yeah, great views of the British countryside, or the English countryside I should say. We're over England at the moment. We won't touch on Scotland today, but obviously Isle of Man and Northern Ireland. Here we go, there's our bank left now. Still making our way through England. Got a bit of a way to go before we start to turn for the Irish Sea. So holding flight level 380 well, fuel's good, we've got 4.4 tonnes on board. Just over halfway, and heading now to Tumty. just passing to the east of the Trent VOR. I think somewhere over to the west, over to our left hand side, is East Midlands. Now parallel with East Midlands. Should we see if we can see it? There it is, just below us, look. There's East Midlands Airport, just there. There you go. Of course, East Midlands is a major cargo hub. DHL fly into there a great deal. I think it's getting busier and busier, East Midlands Airport. It's quite an important staging point for air freight. So probably about 10-15 minutes off Manchester. In fact, let me put the orbit show. If I put the airports on there, you might actually see it. I'll be over to our left hand side. You probably won't see it through the cloud, to be fair, but we may see it on our nav display. Don't need that on. So we will still use the approach phase. We won't have the landing system, but we will still use the approach button. There is no ILS, so you don't need the landing system or a localizer. There's another fly past over to our right. Love that. Love it when they come straight at you and they're above or below you. Love that view. So fingers crossed that we'll we'll be okay on our landing. We do tend to come down quite hard. Those that have followed and those that watch will know what I'm saying. Although we don't have many takeoffs like the one we've just had. That was awful. But as I say, the video that we tried to record just before it, the same thing, at exactly the same point, the aircraft just misbehaved. It just veered off to the left and it actually flipped and we crashed. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So hopefully we're not going to experience anything like that on our landing, he says. It's busy skies, 2 more aircraft looked over to our right. About 15 miles out, quite a way away, but you can just see their contrails coming in there. Way in the distance. Over to our left is Manchester Airport. It's just come up on our nav display there. Look, you can just see it. Doubt you'll be able to see it from up here, but let's have a look. Don't think we'll see it through the cloud, unfortunately, today. So over here somewhere. What's that? There you go, Manchester Airport. Busy airport, there you go. So Manchester Airport from the sky as well. Oh, the clouds look great. Yeah, that was good. Didn't think we'd get to see them, but we certainly did. Right, let's just do... Oh, wrong one. Final check. Let's just refresh the meta. So this was done at 1320. 1350. So that wind is actually dropping. So it's now 100 at 8. So we'll get warmer, 7 degrees. And it's now 102. Well, it's still 102.4, so I don't have to worry too much about that. So let's go and change the temperature and the winds in the MCDU. So performance page. Next phase. Next phase. There we go. Temperature is +7. It is 100 at 8 knots now, which is good. It's getting less.
Clear of conflict.
Whoa! Where did he come from? Wow.
Traffic. Traffic.
A bit late. I'm not sure what this is now either. In our flight plan. I'm pretty sure I haven't... Let's wait and see. I have no idea what that is. Well, that's why. Tried to avoid the airplane. Blimey, that made me jump. Okay, near miss. Whew. Did we miss that because we were looking at Manchester Airport? I don't think we did. We didn't get an alert, did we? It just happened. Whew. Hey ho, we're back on flight level 380. We're back on our flight, so we're doing okay. Wow. I didn't even see what company that was. I shall have a look when we do replay the video. Right, got a bit of a crosswind now. No, it's not too bad. It's only 26 knots. So 1402, top of descent 1410. So let's start to think about our landing and our descent. So we're targeting 314. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oops, I'm actually going to put 300. I'm not going to activate it yet, because the aircraft, what it will do is it will follow all of the constraints, and there is that constraint we know is a mandatory 2,500 feet to Alpha Alpha 07 Foxtrot. So the aircraft will still follow it, and I'm going to make sure by adding the constraint in there as well, so we'll be able to see the constraints on our nav display. Just got to keep an eye for the top of descent marker coming in on the nav display. I'm going to just change this one to a little bit further. Where is that? There we go. Top of descent, just over 40. It's about 50 miles, 50 nautical miles. It's difficult for you to see that, isn't it? Let me just scroll in for you. So if we look at the right-hand nav display, there's the top of descent, just after Rumsey. So about 50 nautical miles. And then we'll start to descend down, and again, don't forget, pull the altitude button before you get the marker, because the plane doesn't react immediately. It does take a little bit of time to get a reaction from the aircraft, so always pull the button just before. It's beautiful down there, the River Mersey. Liverpool off in the distance. You got the Wallasey VOR, which will be over here somewhere, I'd imagine. So, now for Lancashire. We're about to cross. This is the Irish Sea, and just ahead of us, somewhere up here, is of course the Isle of Man. We will pass straight over the Isle of Man as we descend into Belfast. Quite nice, 7 degrees currently. 7 degrees, very little wind. Hope it stays that way. Please, Phoenix, behave as we come into land. Got a heavy crosswind, 24 knots, 4 tons of fuel, doing well in that front. And remember, there is no star, so there is no standard terminal arrival for Belfast, and this is an RNAV approach. We're using a via this one, and we're going in via Lergu, which gives us quite a nice profile. We did have to play around with the MCDU a little bit just to get it right, but it looks good for our arrival. Just got to try not to land on the other airport that's no longer used, the Longford Lodge. Just got to be a little bit careful, because that will be below us on our flight path. So we've just got to make sure we are targeting Belfast International. So about 5 minutes now before top of descent. And we're all prepped, we're all ready to go. What I will do actually, while we're waiting, I'm just going to set the alternate altimeter to 1024, which is the local pressure. It's just a shame you can't do that on the A320. You can on the 380. You can actually set it in the background and you can see it in the top of the display, so that when you come off standard, it's automatically set at the local QNH. Just one of the quirks of the A320, doesn't allow you to do it. And look, there we go, there's the Isle of Man just coming into view, and in the distance you can just make out Northern Ireland. So not long now. So just passing over Bellox, headed to Remsey. So there's Remsey coming into view, and just after Remsey we should start to see our top of descent marker. That's coming down slowly, about a minute and a half, something like that. And just see the Isle of Man, that's the Isle of Man there, look. And there's the top of descent marker coming in. It's coming in nicely now. Isle of Man. Make a slight left turn. Headed on a heading of 280. Here we go. There's that top of descent marker now coming in. Get ready. Go at 2.5 nautical miles. Not yet, but I will pull in a second, or push even. And I'm going to do it now because it'll take a little bit of time for the aircraft to react, and we're almost there. Look, and here we go. Starting to descend. Just keep an eye on the green dot, see, make sure it stays in the box on profile. It's coming out, but let's give the aircraft a little bit of time. There we go. There we go. It's dropping again. So we're back on profile now, and it's targeting flight level 25, which of course is that mandatory 2,500 feet that we have to be at. So we're starting our descent now into Belfast International, Northern Ireland, crossing over Isle of Man. See if we can see the Isle of Man airport, because we will have to visit there at some point as well. A bit far yet, but there is definitely an Isle of Man airport. I don't know where it is, but we will be visiting it at some point in the not too distant future. Let's see if I can see it. I can't see anything at the moment. It should be on this. It's there, look. There it is. There's the runway. So Isle of Man Airport. So we'll be visiting there shortly as well. We've got to make sure we visit Isle of Man as part of our Euro tour. Don't forget, if you like what you see, want to be part of the journey, keep up to date with everything, hit that like and subscribe button, and join our Discord group at Speedbird SimDeck, and join our group flights, which we hope to be getting off the ground in the next couple of months. And certainly as we take the last leg of our journey back into London Gatwick, we'd like you to join us. So still on profile, still doing well, all looking good. Flight level 329. So I just got 3330. Descended nicely now, that's good. Still in the profile, green dot staying in the box, which is good. So although we are targeting that 300 feet, we've got magenta here of flight level 25, which is over 2,500 feet. And the reason that's there is because we have that mandatory 2,500 feet at Alpha Alpha 07 Foxtrot, which is that point there. And from there, it's a 3-degree descent profile down into runway 07. And we're going to be using this element of the chart here, which shows the height you should be at from the distance away from the runway. So it's 6 miles out, 2170 feet, 2 miles out, 890 feet. So we're going to use that to help us ensure that we come down in the right profile. So right over the top now of Isle of Man, look. There's the airport, Isle of Man Airport there. Mainly served by EasyJet. And there ahead is the coast of Northern Ireland. And there's an aircraft just below the cloud here. Just seen that. There you go, just coming out of the cloud, just down there, look. So he's on either on approach or he has just taken off, or she has just taken off. Probably from Belfast City at that height, I would have thought, but maybe not. Something just coming below us. We're on our way now to Robop. And descending nicely. We'll go to local QNH at 6,000 feet, which is the transition altitude for Belfast. Most of Europe actually. And at 10,000 feet we will put seatbelt signs and landing lights on. So just about to pass through flight level 260, targeting 2,500 feet, which is an altitude, it's not a height. Another aircraft up here, look, see the contrail. Quite busy airspace because of course it's the transatlantic route as well. You've got another one coming behind. I still can't get over that aircraft, how close it was to us coming over the top. That was bonkers. I shall have a look at that in the video. I'll timestamp it. So if you missed it, we were buzzed by a rather large aircraft just as we were passing over to the east of Manchester Airport. Had to take evasive action. Well, the aircraft did. We didn't even realise the plane was there. Let's have a look. Change the distance. There we go. We come up, we'll make a left turn, and then it's basically a loop into the airport. And there's the magenta, there's the constraints, which I've turned on here, so we will be able to keep an eye on those constraints. We'll know that we are at the right altitude because the aircraft will take care of those constraints for us. So Lurgu, we've got to be at 4,000 feet anyway. We can't go below 4,000 feet at Lurgu. So it's looking good. Got another aircraft off to our right somewhere. Relatively close, but can't see it. So flight level 210, descending nicely on the profile, green dot still in the box, which is what we want. No ECAM warnings, engines looking good, temperatures looking good, fuel on board 3.5 tons. That sky has certainly cleared because it was very overcast earlier, which is good. Stunning, stunning coastline. It's really great to see that the way the sun ripples on the water. It's a great effect. I do have an NVIDIA 3080, so it does help. So we're at Robop now, just making that right turn for Ipset, and then we'll make a left turn as we head to Lurgu, and continuing our descent. All looking good so far. It's a full flaps landing, of course. Here's our turn now as we come through Ipset, making our way to Lurgu. We'll pass just to the south of Belfast City Airport. He's just ahead of us as we straighten out, or level out I should say. Go. Belfast City Airport's over here somewhere, I believe. Can't see it at the minute. And Alder Grove is round about here. We come over, turn, and we'll come over the lock. That should be coming in from that angle. In fact, it's probably over here, to be fair. Flight level 150, all looking good. A little stutter there, didn't like that. Flight level 130. Still got some miles to go. Let's come up here. Let's put the seatbelt signs on. There we go. We're good in terms of the lights. I'm going to come into the MCDU. Let's go to the performance page. I'm going to activate the approach phase. So we're confirmed on that, which is good. Pretty sure. What's that mean? LDev. VDev flashing at me. Interesting. Not sure what that is, because obviously there is no landing system there. I'm just intrigued as to how it actually manages it. Aldergrove's over here somewhere. Might even be over there. Where is it? Is that Aldergrove? Or is that Aldergrove? I don't know. It's over here somewhere. In fact, there it is. So not too much longer, we should be on the ground. Let's see if we can not make a hash of this landing. There we go. When we make our turn, I'll turn the approach phase on. Just waiting for 6,000 feet so I can come off standard. And I will have to input 1024, which I've already done on the standby altimeter. So that's our, I think, is our deviation. So what we want is the boxes in the right place, I believe. I don't do RNAVs very often, I have to confess. Slightly concerned that we're a bit high, but let's wait and see. So 6,000 feet coming in. I'm just going to change this now. 1024. Oops, there we go. Got nice. Oh, it's coming back in. Got a nice descent profile. Somewhere over to our right is Aldergrove. We've just got to be a bit careful. Don't forget that we don't end up taking the wrong airport, because there is one just under our flight path that's not used anymore, Langford Lodge. It's 3.5 miles short of Belfast International. So we'll start to make a right turn in a second at Lurgu, and we'll be targeting Alpha 071 at 2,500 feet. We are still a little bit high for Lurgu, but I am hoping this works out. There we go. So it's targeting 2,500 feet because that is the absolute mandatory Alpha 071, which it's doing now. So I'm hopeful that we will get there. Somewhere over to our right hand side, when we level off, we should start to see the airport. Not yet. It's a bit murky out there, isn't it? A bit misty. On profile though, looking good. Go through 4,000 feet. Make a right turn shortly, 2 miles. Flaps 1. Auto brake low. Ground spoilers armed. Should start to slow down now. We should have been at 2,500 feet there. No, it's not. No, ignore me. Oh yeah, no, we should be 2,500 feet. Now that's the disused one, just there. Look, if you target that, you're in trouble. I think it's there. That's it there. Yeah, that's the disused one. So we're not going to target that. I ain't got a clue what all of that is on there. Ah, missed approach. That's okay. Ignore that because we're not going to miss this. We're going down whether we like it or not. Right.
2,500.
Thank you. It's exactly where we wanted to be. So, here we go. Our nav. Woo. See what happens. Flaps 2. Can do with that speed coming down a little bit. Get below 180. Flaps 3. Flaps full. Landing gear down. We're going in. So 1,000 feet, 1,010 feet. Yeah. Auto thrust there, which is good. Beautiful view over the lock. There we go, there's runway right ahead of us, look. So we've gone to the right airport. That's something. We will be continuing. Any pappies? 3 red. Oh goodness me, that's not good.
500.
Oh, I don't know. That looks pretty good to me. Sync rate. Ooh.
100 above. 200. 100.
This is going to be messy. Oh dear.
Minimum 30, 20. Retard.
Bit hard. Blimey.
10.
Oh my word. Worst landing and takeoff ever. Sorry. Sorry people. Not the best. Dear me, that was not one of my best. Anyway, welcome to Northern Ireland. Oh my god. That was poor. That really was one of the worst landings ever. The worst takeoff and worst landing ever. Oh dear. Apologies. What was going on? I'd love to be able to blame the aircraft, but I'm not sure I can on that one. Right. Oh dear. Well, we've had a tidy up. We'll come off the runway, we'll sort the lights out. Welcome to Belfast International Airport. So this is modelled. This is Orbex. And what we'll do is we'll just cross the whole point and then we'll have a big tidy up. There we go. Let's stop here. Let's come up the top. Okay. I think everything else down here is now tidy. I did that as we came in. That's good. Let's get GSX to take us to... Let's have a look. Where do we want to be? Where do we want to be? Taxi, parking stand, international pier. No, 18 would be good if we got it. Forget that one then. Let's try gate 18 if we can get there. No, it doesn't like that, does it? Previous page. Let's go 12. Because I can't see unless 2122 is available. It's the international pier. This is bizarre. I'm going to take it. So follow me on its way. Let's go British Airways. I'm not really that fussed who it is. So we'll start to move, and the follow me vehicle should be here shortly. One hour 50 seconds. 1 minute 50 seconds. I think we'll start to make our way there. We'll be there within that time. So as you can see, it's quite busy. I can't get over that takeoff and landing. That was horrific. Oh. No, never mind. It is what it is. Follow me, there we go. He tends to go a little bit quick though, does this chap. But, hello, I'm following you. He says it goes quick, and then what does he do? Stop right in front of us. Shocking. Get back on the centre line. There we go. There's lots of TUI aircraft, EasyJet. This is a popular destination for TUI and EasyJet aircraft. Being the Northern Irish hub, and Jet2. You see some Jet2 there as well. As well as general aviation. There's no wonder we couldn't get parked. Look at all the traffic. 2E everywhere. You'd think they'd be in the air. Look at all the EasyJet. God. Okay. So we're going to park at the International Pier. This, of course, is Belfast International Airport. There's a lot of EasyJet in. It's no wonder we couldn't get parked. Look at that. You'd think they'd all be in the air. Anyway, there we go. I think we're going to go right there. Yep, thought so. There is one there already, by the way. Oh, dear me. Was he pulling us in there? Maybe 22. Well, I can't get in there because there is an aircraft there already. Where's he pulling us to? There we go. We're going to go left here. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, I can't go there when there's aircraft, so I'm gonna have to pull in here. He wanted me to go down there, look, but there's an EasyJet parked. So we will come on to the International Pier. And we're coming to stand 22. A320, 22, let's see where we are. How did we do? Oh, a little bit more yet. And there we still wanted me to go forward. I'm stopping because it says OK. So there we go. Oh dear me. Right, welcome to Northern Ireland. Welcome to Belfast International on the next leg of our Euros tour. Apologies about the state of that landing. That was not pretty, or the takeoff. Not sure what happened, but there we go. Now in Northern Ireland on the next leg of our Euros tour. Where should we go next? Leave a note in the comments below, and don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. I promise they're not all as bad as this. And who knows, we could be going where you choose next time. Till then, goodbye.